Evan Hale lived on the edge of Dock Ring 9, where ships came to unload things no one wanted to ask about. Broken drones, cracked hull plates, failed translators. Evan fixed them all. He was not famous. He was not rich. He was just careful, quiet, and very good with his hands. On the night everything changed, the storm alarms were howling and the docks were empty. Evan was closing his workshop when he saw the girl crouched between two cargo pylons. She was small, wrapped in a torn thermal cloak, her skin a pale blue that marked her as off-world. Her eyes were open but unfocused, staring into nothing. He froze. Harbor law was clear. Do not engage with undocumented aliens. Report and step back. The girl turned her head slightly, as if she sensed him. Her voice was soft and cracked through a broken translator node hanging from her neck. Please, she said. I can't see. They will find me. Evan should have walked away. Instead, he knelt. Inside his shop, she sat on a stool while rain rattled the metal roof. She told him her name was Lyra. Her species had evolved without natural vision. They used bio-crystal crest to see electromagnetic patterns, but hers had been damaged during a raid. Without it, she was blind in every way that mattered to her people. Evan listened, then did what he always did when something was broken. He started sketching. The Visor took him 3 days. He scavenged optic arrays from survey drones and rewired neural feedback chips meant for pilots. He printed a curved frame that fit her narrow head and lined it with soft polymer. The hardest part was the translation. Her brain did not process light like a human's. He had to convert images into spatial pulses and color tones she could feel inside her mind. We finally placed the Visor on her face. His hands shook. Tell me what you sense, he said. Lyra inhaled sharply. Her fingers tightened around the stool. I see, she whispered. Not like before. Different, but clear. She laughed then, a bright sound that filled the shop. She stood and walked, slowly at first, then faster. She touched the workbench, the door, the rain streaking down the window. You gave me a future, she said. Evan smiled, uneasy. I just fixed something. She stayed 2 more nights. On the 3rd morning, she left before dawn, leaving the Visor payment chip on his table. It was worth more than his shop. For days later, the soldiers came. They arrived in a matte black carrier that did not register on dock sensors. Evan was mid-repair when the power died. The door exploded inward, and 4 figures stepped through the smoke. They were no insignia. Their armor was layered and smooth, built for speed and silence. Each held a rifle that hummed with contained energy. The leader spoke first. Evan Hale, you're coming with us. Evan raised his hand slowly. On what charge? Unauthorized contact. Technology transfer. Interference with interstellar security. His stomach dropped. I helped a child. The soldier tilted his helmet. You helped an asset. They bound his hands and dragged him outside. The carrier lifted before anyone could see. They took him to a facility buried beneath the polar ice, a place without windows or clocks. There, Evan learned who Lyra really was. She was the daughter of an alien sovereign whose people controlled a region of space critical to human expansion. Her blindness had been kept secret. Enemies would see weakness. Allies would demand leverage. When she vanished during a border skirmish, panic followed. The soldiers were not police. They were Vanguard, an elite unit tasked with containing threats before the public ever knew they existed. You gave her independent vision, the commander said, pacing the interrogation room. Unfiltered, uncontrolled. Do you know what that means? Evan swallowed. It means she can see. It means she can see without us, the commander snapped. Without implants we monitor. Without limits we set. Days passed. Evan refused to sign the confession they wanted. He told the same story every time. He saw someone in need and helped. On the seventh day, the alarm sounded. The lights flickered. The facility shook as if something massive had docked above. The door slid open, and the commander stepped back, suddenly rigid. Lyra entered the room. She wore ceremonial armor now, her posture tall and sure. The visor was still there, but refined, upgraded, built upon Evan's original design. It glowed softly along its edges. She looked directly at him. "Release him," she said. The commander hesitated. "Your Highness," this human acted without authorization. "Yes," Lyra replied, "and because of that, I see your world clearly for the first time." She turned, facing the officers. "Your government's negotiated access to our space for decades. They sent spies and soldiers. None of them gave freely." She stepped closer to Evan and placed a hand on his bound wrists. The restraints disengaged. "He will leave with me," she said. Our treaties end today." Silence stretched. Then the commander bowed his head. Evan was escorted back to the surface, this time as a guest. On Lyra's ship, she showed him the stars through her visor feed. Colors translated into waves of sound and light, beautiful and strange. "You change how my people will see the universe," she told him. "Not as patterns alone, but as shared experience." Evan looked out at the endless dark. "I never meant to start anything." She smiled. "That is why it matters." When the ship departed, Dock Ring 9 barely noticed. Life went on, but somewhere beyond human space, a blind girl who could now see carried a human's kindness into the future, and the man who built her vision learned that simple acts can shift the balance of entire worlds.